Hey guys,
Hey guys, we're back. We just had a bit of a technical issue there with our Zoom.
the
Some
Zoom broadcasting feature to Facebook's just
just
completely
cut us
died.
out.
So
It's,
we do apologize, but we are back.
yes, we are back, and we'll wait for a couple of people to come back on and finish answering their questions.
Sorry, people.
Sorry out there, anyone. Once you come on in a minute, we'll attempt to go through this again.
Here we go. We got people. So yeah, as before, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We had some technical trouble with the software we're using. So drop a question. Hello again. Drop a question. I can't remember where we got up to.
No, we were. Yeah, I've lost where we're up. For some reason, Zoom cut us out. So
yeah.
So we're back to straight live.
Straight live on Facebook. So we won't be able to connect anyone in, but we'll do our best to keep answering questions.
Yep.
Yeah, a bit of a bugger, Emily.
Yeah. So,
all right,
sciatic nerve pain, left foot, Tanya, left leg. So, left leg, generally, sciatic pain is the lower back. So, it's not, generally speaking, it's not following your feelings. I had a little bit of that one again yesterday myself for the first time in about 10 years. So, in the left, it's about female or spiritual. So, generally, I would say you're not following your feelings because you're worried about. I'm guessing, Tanya, you're a female, so I'd say it'll either be about yourself or your daughter or your mother or someone else's opinions or whatever, so, or just not following your spiritual direction. So one of the things that I do for the sciatic pain, it's a lot to do with the navel chakra and following your feelings, following your emotions, and really being in the moment. So usually we get it a lot of the time when we go, I haven't got this and I haven't got enough, I can't follow my feelings basically. So
yeah,
usually we'll use money as an excuse. Oh, I haven't got enough time to do this and I haven't got enough time to do that, or, you know,
lots of I can'ts, right?
Yeah, lots of I can'ts, or, you know, and I can't do it what I feel to do. It's mostly about feelings. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I did, I had bad sciatic pain one time and I'd gotten rid of it and gotten it back years ago when I first started all this. And I just stopped and I was barely able to walk. I couldn't put one foot in front of the other. And I said, screw this. I know that this is crap. And I've been like it for 2-3 days. I was using a rope to get myself up off the bed to get vertical because I couldn't even bend.
Poor you.
And I just thought, nah, I know this. I can fix this. I'm not following my feelings. What am I doing? And I was walking down to the swimming pool with all the kids. And I was on the grass about halfway down. And I thought, if I had no problems right now, what would I want to do if I had nothing to worry about? And I was looking down at the pool. I said, well, right now I'd run down to the pool and I'd start doing somersaults and teach all the kids how to do somersaults in the pool. I'm like, well, you can't even walk, so you can't do that. And I said, well, you know, let go and find out. Yeah. You can't do the somersaults because the nerve will pinch too bad, but you won't be able to run down to the pool. So he said, run down to the pool. So just see if you can run. Just let it all go and see if you can run. And I just gone, okay. And I did it. And I ran down to the pool and I was like, I couldn't believe it because for 2 days I was walking. I couldn't even get one foot in front of the other. But it's literally about following your feelings. So all the can'ts, I can't do this, I can't do that. And a lot of your can'ts will be either about the feminine side or about the spiritual side because it's on the left side. So it's I can't, you know, give myself more nurturing time, or I can't give myself more time to meditate, or I don't, you know, for this reason and that reason. Just follow the feelings, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that one I could probably talk you through it a bit more if we had a face-to-face. So we do face-to-faces.
We do.
And like, you know, within half an hour, we could probably nail down most of the issues about that one.
We could work through that. If you're interested, doing a session, a one-on-one session after.
So stomach pain, feeling sick at times. Diane Radley. So Diane, most stomach pains, again, this is all about feelings and emotions. And feeling sick is usually your intuition talking to you, telling you that whatever you're thinking is going to happen, or is going to happen, or you think is happening. So you might be thinking about your kids getting.
So you could be making lots of conclusions, lots of assumptions about what you think's going to happen in a certain scenario, right?
So you go, oh, my kids are staying out late. You know, this is one of the ones for me because I've got a lot of them, 6 kids, and they're all adults now. So kids are staying out late. Oh, something's going to happen, something bad's going to happen, or whatever. And then I'll get that vomiting, sick feeling, or the pain in the stomach. And that's my intuition saying, no, nothing bad's going to happen. Yes, they might be out late, they might be getting in trouble, but nothing bad's going to happen. So it doesn't mean that both parts of what you're thinking are wrong, but usually one part or the other.
Yeah.
So when you get a vomiting, sick feeling, it's often that. And again, you can use the feel the pain, feel the sickness, and say, is what I'm thinking or feeling? Because it's not always what you're thinking. Sometimes what
Sometimes
you're feeling,
yeah,
and that's when it's harder to diagnose. You go, it's what I was just feeling, whatever that was. Is that not true? And then if you'll get less sick, you go, oh, okay, get rid of that.
It's really as simple as that, and the less you think about it, the more it sort of seems to work, right?
Yeah.
And there's generally always some truth in it, right, John?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So again, we've got another one. That's Saskia. You get cyclic
vomiting syndrome. Sometimes I'm sick for weeks at a time, can't eat and drink, so I use Hydrolyte to keep hydrated.
Yeah, so a lot of that, it sounds like you've got multiple issues there with the cyclic vomiting. Again, vomiting, people out there, the vomiting is literally your intuition talking to you. Whatever you're thinking or feeling is bad or is not going to work out or is going to happen, it's not. I had a simple one here last year, and I turned into the Exorcist almost. I vomited so far outside.
Should have seen it.
It was like, wow, there was so much fluid coming out. I'm like, that was like 20 litres. I can't fit that much inside. But all I was thinking is I wanted to go home to my place.
You didn't even clean it off my driveway.
I was here with John, and I was like, it was getting late, and I wanted to go home because I was feeling in a good space, and I wanted to go home and listen to my music because they were listening to other music here. And I thought my flatmate was home, and he's always up late and he's been drinking and stuff. And I kept saying that, and I go, oh, no, I don't want to sit there with him because he's been drinking. And I kept sort of saying that to myself, and I got that vomiting feeling, and I fought with it. And I'm like, because he's always home at that time. Always, I said. Yeah, that's another one of our command things. But I ended up going, I started feeling sick. I went out to the car, I went to go, and I just like vomited everywhere. So anyway, I got home, and lo and behold, he's not there. For the first time in 2 years, he wasn't home. And that was my intuition trying to tell me, go home, he's not home. But my head was, there was no reason. He always is home at that night. After the pub, he always comes home.
So our number one tool is what we call check in with your inner guru, right? And that's really just working with your intuition.
Yes.
Listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to what it's trying to tell you, to what your soul's trying to tell you, I guess, you're a child. And
so also, Saskia, say that you can't eat or drink, so you have to use hydrolytes to keep hydrated. So part of not being able to eat or drink with that is not being able to, so a lot of reflux, a lot of that sort of stuff is not being able to digest what you think's going on. Not accepting it, going, oh, look, there's people who do it. And it might actually be what is going on, and you can't digest it because people around you are supposed to be family or friends or whatever, and they're being mean or something. It could be as simple as that. You just don't want to digest the fact that your intuition's telling you that somebody around you is doing something, and you don't want to believe it. So and then you can't digest it. That's a big cause. That's a big cause of reflux, and all that.
And how do we deal with that then?
So we just say, look, I don't know. I'm just going to digest it bit by bit. I just use the word. I'm going to digest that information. I'm going to digest that feeling. Even if I don't like it, I'm sure the universe will sort it out. I'm just going to digest it slowly. I'm just going to take that feeling, that thought down and digest it through. And the universe or God or whatever, the Great Spirit will work it out. And it'll get digested. It'll be filtered through the system. And it'll be crapped out.
And just let it go.
And just let it go bit by bit. Just tell yourself slowly. Okay, I'm going to digest that information. I'm going to digest that feeling. I'm going to digest it. And maybe I should look at it a little bit.
And we find that that's not 80 to 90% of it, right? It's just doing that. It's just saying that to yourself, agreeing that, you might not know what it is, but I'll digest it. I'll whatever it's going to be. I'm not going to make any assumptions or conclusions around it, and just let it go. Take a deep breath. Yeah. See how you feel.
So Emily, you're asking about lower spine, cervical spine, and brain. So lower spine, again, this is about your grounding. It's about the base chakra, second chakra stuff. So, and spine in general is just about feeling supported or not being able to feel supported by the universe sometimes, by other people. The neck, the cervical part, I'm not quite sure what you mean about brain, but the neck is definitely issues because it's one that I've only just cleared as well. Again, the neck is about communication problems. And it could be just communication with yourself. It could be the communication between your head and your heart, or between your heart and your emotions. It could be a communication that you're not telling the people around you what you need to say. You could be just not sticking to your word. It could be that simple.
Right. You
are saying one thing and doing another. It's a communication problem, but often it's communication between ourselves and ourselves. So she's got a bit more down the bottom there, John.
Where are we?
Emily. Lower spine break and slippage.
Affecting both my legs, or brain injury causes a lot of fogginess, memory issues, slight sensitivity.
Yeah, so that's all spinal issues. So it's all about support. And if it's a spine break, broken bones generally are a build-up of resentment.
Resentment, that's right.
Another one of my favourites. Had quite a few of them. So you've got resentment building up inside of you, and it might not be because of you. It might be because you're resenting the fact that you're putting up with shitheads around you.
We can swear, right?
Yeah, we're
pretty sure we can swear.
So you might be putting up with annoying people, or you're just not putting yourself first. It sounds like you've got a lot of spine issues there. The fogginess is going to be caused a lot by the compression of the discs in the spine. So I would say the first thing for you to work on, Emily, is getting your communication proper. So that means probably, I'm guessing you're going to have to tell a few people to piss off and get people that are fucking...
Start reclaiming some of your space.
Get your space back, feel a bit supported, support yourself through spirit, and just cut some of these people out that are just fucking baggage on you.
Yeah, she needs to tell someone to back off.
Yeah,
or a couple of people to back off.
I don't know, family, friends, partner. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it feels like there's a lot of people hanging on you.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to say, look, if you've got no health, then you're no use to anyone. If it's like,
absolutely,
it's like everyone goes around trying to help everyone, but that's the old saying: you don't help anyone until your cup's running over, right? Until your cup runneth over, until your health
runneth over.
This is why I stopped helping people about 2 years ago, because my health was just getting in decline. And I said, that's it. I'm not helping anyone.
Yeah.
Because I was helping all the people that didn't really want it. They were asking me, but they weren't really listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I just cut nearly everyone out except for this bloke here.
Hey, I'm still here.
And I cut nearly everyone out because they weren't.
I started cutting people out about a year ago.
They weren't actually doing anything with it. He was actually working with the tools. He was really applying them and that. So I just made sure, and then all of a sudden, over the next couple of months, my health just started to come back in leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds, right? Yeah.
I'm nearly 50 now, and I'm back to flying over the lounge and doing flips over the lounge.
He is.
He
fully comes flying over this lounge, and I'm lying on there, freaks the shit out.
Doing ninja kicks over the lounge now. 2 years ago, I could barely walk.
Yeah.
And so yeah, with the brain, a lot of that, the light sensitivity, the fogginess. A lot of that, Emily, I would say you've got a lot of calcium build up, and so I don't know if you drink town water or whatever, but I wouldn't be drinking any of that. I'd be getting alkaline water as much as possible.
It's the bomb.
So get the spring alkaline water, get real alkaline water. That's going to help flush a lot of the toxins and stuff out as well. But really start working on your flexibility in your communication. Your communication, it's really tough. Sometimes people are so used to you doing the same thing over again, even your own kids, John's been going through it tonight. About putting his foot down with his kids.
And sometimes, with what I'm learning anyway, it's just you've got to admit to them. It's like, I messed up. I let you get away with that for quite a while now. But now I'm making the choice to stop that behavior and to start correcting it. So it's not about me looking back and then getting angry or pissed off or judging myself for, the behavior I've let fly. It's just about saying, okay, now enough. From now forward, we're going to change, and we're going to do things differently.
All right. So hopefully that's a help, Emily. But again, any of you guys will go down to Tracy. So any of you guys want to go a bit more in depth in this, we do live sessions, and we have got a special on at the moment. So you can click on our link. You can connect us through here or through BQuest.
Yeah, just drop a message through here.
If you look on the live events, we've got our BQuest site there. So drop a message through there or here to us, and we have got a couple of free ones going at the moment.
Absolutely.
If you're willing to go live and share them. So it's normally 150, but I've got 5 free ones at the moment. So if you're willing to share it, let us record it live, snap them up. There's 5 free readings going. So Tracy, you've got awful pain under the left rib. So Tracy, I'm guessing this is probably someone else's issue. It's okay. So just do us a favor right now, Tracy. Just feel the pain if it's there, right? And just say, who does that belong to? Or is that mine? And feel if it gets less intense or more intense while you say that. Don't worry about the answering the question. Just say,
just ask the question.
Is that mine? And if it gets less strong, less painful, just say, fuck off, or return to sender, or get away, or piss off.
Get out of my space.
And then repeat that 3 or 4 times and see if the pain goes away. I think you'll find you're trying to fix the issue and it's not your issue. You're picking up somebody else's pain. And on the left side, I'm guessing it's another female, so your daughter or your mother. It's usually the closer females around you. Daughter, mother, best friend, something like that. It's probably one of their pains. but it might not even be theirs originally. So
Yeah, that's
everyone
right.
passes it on. So it's under your left rib too. So it's going to be about fear. It's going to be kidneys and fear issues that somebody's got. The nauseousness you're feeling is you're trying to fix something that's not yours.
Yeah, so you're
Your
in a guru, right?
You're in a guru. Your intuition is trying to tell you the pain's not yours. It's not yours. So just feel it. Say, is that not mine? Does that pain belong to me? And it's like, no. Okay, return sender or get rid of it.
Yeah, and that can take a couple of times.
You
right?
might have to repeat it 5, 6, 7 times,
That's right.
but don't think about who it belongs to when you ask that question, or don't think it. Just ask and feel it. Stay in the feeling. Feel it. And if it gets less painful, even a little bit, 5% less, just say, piss off, or whatever you want to say. Return sender. And then repeat it 4, 5, 6 times. Then these are the tools. We've got all these tools on our Facebook, which we'll chuck a link up in a minute.
Maybe after, because it's probably a bit technically challenged right now. But we've got a bunch of our tools that we've done videos on.
So we've got short versions of these for free on YouTube as well. So just explaining how to check in with these. A lot of our feelings, and I'm guessing on this page, where most of us are empathetic. We're mostly in our feelings most of the time, and we can pick up thousands of people's feelings at the same time. It's
absolutely.
Autistic kids. One of my exes had an autistic son, and he couldn't even go near her within about 3 feet. And I used that. I said, "Who does that belong to?" Return to sender. And I was just focusing on him, and he would scream when you'd even look at him, right? And I did this for about 10 minutes. I'm like, no, look, who does that belong to? Return to sender. And I just kept pushing my hands out. Who does that belong to? Just the feelings, the thoughts, the emotions, all of them. 90% of them are plus, 99% of it for some of us.
It's very
not
rare.
our thoughts, feelings,
it's very
and
rare to
emotion.
find your own.
And it's like, pains, and it's so ridiculous because I've worked this on people who don't believe anything. And I have one mate who was going to go in for a liver operation almost, and he thought this was ridiculous. And I just made him do it. And he'd had that pain constantly for 2 weeks. He was ready to go to the doctor, and he cleared it, and it freaked him out.
Instantly.
Cleared it instantly. It freaked him out. Never seen him again.
Almost flatlined him, mate.
Never
was just like, what?
Never seen him again. He ran away. But Angela, pinching sensation
in the right neck, shoulder, with the shooting pain in upper arm.
Yeah, so right neck, shoulder. Again, this is communication problems. It's throat chakra, communication. Could be communication with yourself, as we said before, between your head and your heart, between your emotions and your head. It could be it's right shoulder. So I'm guessing this is a communication problem with a male, probably your husband or your son or your father. It's usually the closer males to us, or your boss. If you're the boss.
Absolutely.
And shooting into the neck and right shoulder. So this is about being flexible in your physical direction and being flexible with how you're dealing with males, generally speaking. Again, all of these things, it's much easier for me if next time we get Zoom working properly, we can come on live, and if I ask you a few questions back, we can really nail it down straight away to which people it's involved with, and you can just choose to let it go and choose to face the problem and go.
It's probably pretty similar for Carissa here as well, having issues with my neck, creates extreme exhaustion.
Yeah, so neck is generally communication problems. It's also power issues. So the throat chakra's got to do with power. So not owning your own power. Have people having power over you. Your boss has power over you. Your family has power, or your kids have power over you sometimes.
Okay. Don't tell the people. Don't tell the people.
Don't tell people. Our issues. So yeah, a lot of neck pain. I've just cleared a lot of mine after years and years because I wasn't speaking my truth to people. I wasn't speaking my truth to myself, and I just said, "Fuck it." I couldn't deal with the pain anymore, and it was just done.
Tina.
So Tina, we
left knee pain periodically. Couldn't walk properly yesterday due to pain, but today I'm fine.
So left knee pain. Left knee's generally got to do with solar plexus, and it's got to do with anger issues mainly. So left knee, again, this will be probably a female. You're either pissed off with yourself or your spiritual direction, and you're not being flexible enough with it. So there's you might find you get a bit of swelling in the back of it. That's the build-up of the inflammation and stuff like that, and it's just not moving. If a lot of the time when you've got the swelling behind the knee, that's because you're not willing to move forward and change your direction, your spiritual direction, or you're not willing to be flexible in the way you deal with yourself or another woman, or your spiritual direction. But it's generally got to do with flexibility, and it's got to do with being angry about your direction, your spiritual direction, or your personal direction, because you're a female. So that will be the main issues there. Again, these are much easier for me.
Something's being watered down.
Yeah. So if it's it's just be flexible and get some. It's your personal self-esteem. So the solar plexus is you're angry because you're not speaking your truth. You're not fucking doing things your way. You're not applying yourself, or you're being blocked from applying yourself by another woman, by your mother or your boss if she's a female, or something like that, or maybe your kids are walking all over you or something. I don't know if you've got female.
You love that
kids.
example, don't you?
I do. I've got 6 of them. You've got 3 of them. We should know. So
6 girls between us too.
Yeah. So
Right.
all right. So moving on, we've got lots more. Keep going down a bit further. Yeah, sorry. Sorry we disappeared before. We had a problem with Zoom, which we got to bring people on live, but there is a problem with that. So we're on here live now. And if we, as I said before, too, by the way, guys, I'm giving away 5 free half-an-hour live readings if you want to do it live on Facebook for our promotion. So if you go on to BQuest Wellbeing, and which is linked in the events page, and message me on there, message John or whatever, you can come on and get a free half-hour reading as well. So again, pain in the lower back, Marie. Again, lower back nearly all the time is not following your feelings. And most of the reason we don't follow our feelings is because we use money or time as the reason. Oh, I just feel like going and sitting down and reading a book. I haven't got enough time. The kids need to be playing. Got to clean the house. I've got to go to
Could it
work.
also be because of maybe stuff that's happened in the past as well?
It's generally because it's on the back.
Using that to judge the current situation.
Yeah, the lower back, and that's the reason you use. That's the excuse you use to not follow your feelings.
That's right.
I can't follow my feelings because I haven't got enough time. Because in the past we've run out of money and I haven't got enough time to give myself. It's all of this not following your feelings. Lower back pain. It's one that I've worked with so many people, and you're usually not following it because of money, because of your partner, because you're making some reason from the past why you haven't got the time, or you haven't got the money, or you haven't got. It's just always those, I can't follow my feelings. My feelings say, hey, just go and sit down on the beach for 10 minutes. And it's like, well, I can't because the kids will go mental. It's like, I'm sure that somebody will come along and pick your kids up. Don't worry about it. It's a pretty safe society over here. The police will return them to you eventually. It's like, but these are main issues with the lower back, is not following the feeling.
Pretty much about hypothyroidism.
Ooh, I think that's going to be
one-on-one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Hypothyroidism. Again, there's going to be a lot of communication problems. There's going to be a lot of. I think you're going to find you've got a lot of fluoride problems and stuff. Drinking fluoride water and stuff. So there's going to be a combination, but the body's not going to clear that out without a good, because hypothyroid is a lot to do with the throat chakra. So it is again a lot to do with communication and power issues. People having power over you, or you feeling powerless. The system has power over you.
Yeah, that's probably one that we'd have to do.
Yeah, but it's something where I have to explore other things.
If you're interested, contact us.
So you can send contact BQuest Wellbeing. Drop a message. If, as we said, we're giving 5
sessions,
half-hour sessions. If you're willing to do them live, and let's leave them on the Facebook as a promotional. Bad burning in the shoulder blade while working. Which shoulder blade, Karen? Left or right? While working, if it's in the shoulder blade, generally issues on our back have got to do with the past, as John was mentioning before. Yep. So when we feel something that's about our past, so we're saying we can't, this job sucks or something, and so I can't leave it because of this or that, because I committed to it and I told them I'd stay here, or some sort of reason like that. But the burning sensation, a lot of that's going to do with you're not following your heart. It's in the shoulder blade. So if it's left or right, I generally say if it's left, it's going to be more to do with a female. If it's right, it's more to do with a male.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to narrow it down. The burning sensation is telling me that it's got a lot to do with the solar plexus, which is your self-esteem, your self-worth and stuff. That's why it's got a burning sensation. And it's a really good one. The burning sensation is actually a really good one to cause a transformation. So if we can narrow that down to who it is, that could cause a really good transformation for you, because the burning sensation, that's indicating that it's ready to be cleared out, and it's an issue from the past. about a male or a female.
And these things can be cleared like that, right? If we find the right thing, we nail it down. I've had it happen to me. You know, I've had back pain go. I've had pain through the top of my head. I've had pain in my nose. Blocked nose even just opens up.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. So.
Yeah. So this is an intuitive, Fred, but yes, it's easy to do.
It seems to be most people are asking us about their body aches, Jen.
Yes, it is. I mean, this is the one to be more specific to Intuit. But cramps in your left foot. Again, what I was saying before, left foot is generally got to do with your spiritual direction or your personal direction because you're a female. So the cramps, first of all, take magnesium because that's going to help with cramps. That's going to help with that side of it. But other than the magnesium, you're probably finding if you stand a little bit pigeon-toed or a little bit Charlie Chaplin-ish, whatever that one is. So if you just stand normally and see if your toe, one foot's pointing to the left or pointing inwards more. If it's pointing inwards, it's generally you've got a fear of your direction, your spiritual direction if it's on the left, or your physical direction if it's on the right. And if it's pointed outwards, you're resisting your physical direction. So the cramp is often moving back in, or if it's in the arch of your foot, Jen, the cramps in the arch of the foot is you're worrying too much. The arches are going flat and it's causing cramps, or you're not worrying less. It could be a positive thing, which I'm probably picking up more. I think you've started worrying less about things and maybe the arches of your foot are lifting up. Yeah. It feels like it's a correction. It feels like you're doing something right, and it's just part of the correction in your foot.
I had that in the back of my shoulder, right? Yeah. A couple of days ago, I'd released quite a lot through a big emotional outpour, right? And I had a muscle in my shoulder blade on the left side, which really just undid itself. And that was quite painful, right?
Yeah. Okay, so fibromyalgia. What's that?
I don't know. Chronic fatigue. I'm not too sure.
I know chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue is you're just doing too much for everyone. Janet Fay, fibromyalgia. I think is that to do with the nerves? If it's to do with the nerves, it's a communication problem. That's the basics of it. That's the emotional side. Chronic fatigue again is just doing everything for everyone else and
not putting yourself first.
Not putting yourself first. And helping people is not helping people. You know, one of our favourite readings that we read every morning is the Marianne Williamson quote. It's our deepest fear is not wet. Let me straighten it here. Okay. So one of the quotes we have is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that's within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And that's the key there, Janet. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So if you want to help people, free yourself, liberate yourself.
Absolutely.
Your presence, your vibrational frequency will be doing more for them than it ever will to do anything for them directly. Yeah. And a lot of communication problems is just that. Flat-chested or breasted. You know, this is one of my favorite ones that pushes some buttons. You know, this is not nurturing other people with what they need. You know, this is when I'm just starting to work on it again because I'm just starting to say this straight out. I'm sick of holding it back. And it's just like, be yourself. That's nurturing other people with what they need.
Absolutely.
So your body's telling us, like thinner lips. If you've got thin lips, you've got these very judgmental attitude. It's the top lip, you're mentally judgmental.
Don't tell people.
Don't tell people. It's like if it's a bottom lip that's very thin all the time, if you have this attitude for years and years, then your lips thin up. If you want to thicken your lips out a bit, then just have a more relaxed attitude. Just well, it is what it is. I'll do what I do. They will do what they will do. I can't do nothing about it. These things, and if you've got that attitude over and over again for months and months, your lips will thicken up and you won't need Botox. You know? Yep. And if you've got your attitude and you do get Botox and you hold that attitude, your lips are going to stay thin and the Botox is going to spread over your face. It's like so, but you know, it's not going to make them super thick or whatever. But you know, you can actually increase your lips thickness, your chest size, your butt just by
What we
changing
call
your
body shaping.
yes, conscious body
Conscious
shaping.
body shaping.
It's changing your attitude, body shaping. Changing your attitude changes the shape of your body.
But it takes courage, right?
It takes courage and it takes persistence, and you've got to be willing to look at it and own your own shit.
Absolutely.
You can't not fucking own your own shit, and you can't take little bits of it and go, yeah.
You can't, you can't just pick bits out and go, I'm going to fix this and I'm going to fix that, but I'm not going to worry about that piece over there. No, doesn't work that way. All right, Nadine. Not sure if this is going to be addressed. Clot in left leg with associated chest pain that radiates right side and central.
Oh, clot in left leg.
Probably,
that's really a doctor issue. But you know, anything, that's like really clot in left leg. That's really dangerous because that's heart attack material. But chest in pain, again, this is the fear. This is not following your feelings. I had the heart arrhythmia, which I fixed. The operation didn't. But just speaking my truth and listening to my heart by saying what I need to say, even though I'd say to my kids and go, no, what's up? And they go, nothing. I go, okay. And it's like, no, something's up. You don't have to tell me, but I know something's up if you want to tell me. If not, go and do your thing. Mm-hmm. And so just speaking from your heart, speaking what you know, speaking that truth. And
you can even open it out by just saying, look, it kind of something just doesn't feel right, or I'd like to talk to you about this. I'm just not sure how to open up on that, or how to start this conversation. That can generally be enough of the softening. Yeah. To open up into a conversation from the heart rather than just diving in or going on the defense.
Yes. So sorry, Sarah, we can't do the convo because the Zoom thing screwed us around.
Facebook Live crashed.
It crashed. That's why we lost the live feed, because Zoom crashed. But next week we'll be able to speak live, which is really what we prefer to do, because we really get more in depth with that. It really goes straight. All right. Thanks, Sarah.
All right, Beverly. Hi, Johns. Hey, Beverly. Wondering on dizziness, not being able to focus at all in general in the last couple of months.
Well, last couple of months have been big time
big energy shifts.
Consciousness shifts. I've had fallouts. Three of my oldest kids don't even talk to me at the moment, which is really really rare for me, because but this the shift that's happening, the dizziness, I think you might find, Beverly, is actually a positive thing. Your chakras are opening up. When your chakras vortex, the crown chakra, the third eye and stuff like that, just breathe deep, breathe into the belly, put your hand on your belly, breathe deep and go, oh, this is freaky. I wonder if I can go more. I wonder if I can go deeper, and just if you can sit through the dizziness. If it's low blood pressure, again, go to your doctor. Everyone, guys, just check with your doctor, because none of this is diagnosis. This is energy side. This is the emotional content, and I go to the doctor myself. I don't take the medication, but I still go to the doctor for diagnosis. And that dizziness can be low blood pressure. It can be heart palpitations. If you're getting heart fluttering and stuff like that, which a lot of people are getting at the moment, there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of communication issues lately.
And there's a lot of stuff going on with the energetics and stuff, and the 5G rollout and stuff. So that's causing heart flutters left, right, and center as well.
It could also help maybe just by, like, when you're feeling that, just sort of going, okay, rather than sort of fight it or stress about it or worry about it, just acknowledge that it's there, and it's actually, this may be positive.
So, and there's different areas of dizziness. You can get dizziness sort of just in the head. You can get dizziness sort of all over. If it feels like a dizziness, it's all around your head and upper body, or right down the whole body. That's the best one. When it goes to the whole body and the ground feels like it disappears, that means your chakras, base chakra and crown chakra, are opening up fully. You're shifting into the 7th, 10th, 12th dimension there. So if you can go through that and breathe through it, just breathe deep and go, oh, this is freaky. I wonder if this is a positive thing. Into the belly. But just ask when it's happening. First of all, use your what we call our inner guru, and if it feels light, if it gets less intense, so ask when you get dizzy. Say, is this a positive thing, right? And as you're getting dizzy, go, is this a positive thing? And if it gets less dizzy, then you know it is.
Then you know it's positive.
So try and breathe through it. It's actually your consciousness is expanding, your chakras are opening, you're shifting into other dimensions. You can see things from more dimensions sometimes. Again, if it's dizziness from low blood pressure, or from the heart palpitations or heart fluttering, that might be something you need to see the doctor about, or it could be toxic, it could be toxins and stuff like that as well. Again, guys, I would get off town water. Do not drink town water, whatever you do.
That shit's whack.
And even most of the bottled water, make sure you get the alkaline stuff because it just doesn't absorb into the cells.
You won't go back.
So
believe me, I converted over about a year ago.
Once you drink alkaline spring water,
even my kids will walk up now to the fountain, and
yeah.
my 4-year-old walks up and just
and
goes,
that will
"Yeah, I
start
want some more
flushing a
water."
lot of the toxins, a lot of
Incredible.
the
Massive
fluoride and shit out of the glands and that because the glands are all. Saskia, well, that's easy, Saskia. Just the top lip's thinner, then just don't be so judgmental with your wine. It's like that's just your mental thoughts, and it's probably not yours. It's probably what you've been programmed.
Yeah.
It's what you've picked up from other people, what you think you're supposed to think about life. There is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There's right action and wrong action, but there's no right or wrong, good or bad. That's duality. There's, the God is benevolent. He does not judge. It's like there's one power. There's one force. Some people use it for the dark side, and some people use it for the light. We go with Yoda. so that's but if you can just practice it, just go. Oh well, doesn't matter, and feel your lip as you say it. Oh well, when you think about something, go. Oh well, it doesn't matter, and you'll feel your lip just to get a little bit more relaxed. It'll fill out a little bit. Just try it. Just go. Well, I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. I don't know where I bought that from, and then you'll just feel it. And then if you keep repeating that,
keep doing it.
All you have to do is repeat it 3,000 or 4,000 times a day for 3 months, and you'll get the clip.
That's cheaper than both of them.
All right, go down a bit, John.
All right.
Oh, daughter's getting ulcers all
Tracy.
the time. Sorry. So ulcers, is that in the stomach, Tracy? Tracy,
or in the mouth.
In the mouth or in the stomach? So
Might
if
take
you
some time to
can
get
message
down
us
on
back, Tracy, if it's the mouth or stomach.
Thank you.
Well, go back up to the blood clot in the kidneys. Jenny
had a blood clot in my kidneys 2 years
2 years ago.
Painful, scary.
Yeah.
So comment there.
Warfarin. Yeah, I was on that. I wouldn't touch that stuff again for my life. But kidneys, blood clot, anything to do with kidneys has got to do with fear. So you're probably picking up a lot of other people's fear or buying into fears of society or the world or something like that. So kidney issues has generally got to do with fear and bladder issues as well. So
cool.
Yeah. So
all right.
So what have we got there?
Lorna, finding I'm gathering a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. The right shoulder is the tightest. Happens every few weeks. I've had a big few months, including my dad passing over in December.
Yeah.
What is the tightness indicative of?
The tightness is indicative of holding on. It's also got to do with guilt. So just stay there for a sec. So it's tension in the neck and shoulders. So neck and shoulders is at the back. So you've probably got a lot of guilt about what you didn't say to your dad before he passed, or what you did say to him, if it was bad things you said to him. But that's just judgments. It's like we don't know what's bad, what's good. That's just us being deciding what's bad or good.
Bingo.
So he's only passed over. He's still there. So just go back and say, look, I'm sorry I didn't say this, or I did say that.
Yeah, talk to him.
You can just
talk to him, or do it
like he's there. Just if you can't, if that doesn't sit with you, write it out.
Write it out.
Just write it out in a letter.
Write a letter.
So when my dad was dying, I couldn't speak to him because he didn't want to speak emotionally and that, and I'd had my near-death experience, and so I wrote it in a letter, and I'm like, Dad, I fucking hated it when you did this when I was a kid, but now that I'm a father, I understand. So I wrote both sides. I told him how much I hated certain things that he did, and then I also told him how much I understand now as an adult, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate his discipline and stuff like that. And I just wrote both things out. And when he was dying, it was one of the best experiences of my life. He was dying, took him over a few months from cancer, and we had an awesome time. My sisters hated it, but me and my dad loved it because we'd cleared all the past. But you don't have to do it before they die. You can do it afterwards. You can so the right tension, it's guilt. Generally speaking, muscles has got tightness to do with guilt. And in the neck and that, I'd say there's also gallbladder liver issues because gallbladder meridian runs through there. So you're probably anger and guilt. And it's all about the past. It's about not saying stuff to your dad, or not thinking you could, or him not judging what he did or didn't say to you.
He's still here, by the way.
It's like, so they're always around, that just, you can just
he's willing to listen.
To speak straight to them. Just all write it out if you can't. It's sometimes just easy to write it because it gets into your thoughts.
All right, back to Tracy. So it's mouth ulcers, John.
Mouth ulcers.
For a daughter.
So for your daughter, it's mouth. Oh, is it? So generally speaking, our ulcers have got to do. Again, we've got to look at pH as a big problem there. Mouth ulcers, especially if she's drinking that concentrated fruit juice, get rid of that for starters. Get some more alkaline water. If you just buy it from Coles, you can buy the alkaline spring water or whatever. That will help with that pH. A lot of ulcers have got to do with pH balance. But it's in the mouth, so it's generally, I'm guessing it's about her not wanting to chew over a lot of things. She doesn't want to swallow what's being said, and she's fuming up in the mouth. So, but it's sort of, it's a little bit more to diagnose than that, because I'd have to find out her age and a few other things to sort of narrow it down there a bit, Tracy. But yeah, first of all, I would look at the pH level, pH balance, a big one for kids. And the alkaline spring water, it's coming up everywhere now at the supermarkets and that, so it's not hard to get anymore. And they'll drink it. Ironically, my kids never drank water until I got alkaline water.
My kids don't stop drinking it.
I stopped buying soft drink after a couple of months. I couldn't believe it. I had normal spring water for years and they didn't touch it. Got the alkaline spring water. All of a sudden now that I stopped buying soft drink.
Yeah, I buy like one bottle of peach iced tea a week, and the rest of it's just water. They just drink straight alkaline water. All right, where are we?
Yeah, so Lorna's just saying guilt about what I didn't say to my dad. Yeah, well,
no, the sarcasm.
That's sarcasm. Yeah, lots of things went unsaid. Thank you for the thing. So yeah, just you can say it now. Cool. It's like, and remember, once they pass over, they don't hold any of the grudges. None of the stuff that they had while they were here is there anymore. They're back into their pure spirit, which is benevolent. I mean, I couldn't recognize my mother when she passed over. She went from this big, lovely cave woman to this wise woman that I couldn't believe when she passed over. Because, yeah, all of the stuff.
Getting the word slinger come through. I don't know if that means anything to you, Lorna. Slinger.
Yeah, just say it now. It's just like, just say what you need to say, but try and say both sides. To say, I hated that you did do this, but now I understand, it's not that easy being a parent. And if you express both sides, say what you hated and then say how, as an adult, you can understand how that would have been difficult or whatever. And that brings closure to it. And you'll find a lot of the guilt will go away. So, and just stop feeling guilty. Guilt's the most useless emotion of all. I know, because otherwise you'll end up with me and you won't be able to touch your toes for 20 years. And it's like, and a lot of that's other people's, what they think you should have said. It could be, you could be picking up. So one of the things, Lorna, I would say, just feel the pain, feel the tension, and each time just feel it and say, who is that mine? Is that mine? And if it gets less tense, just say return to sender or piss off or whatever you want to say. It's just like, get away.
Yeah, you got to find your words with that one,
right? Yeah, there's all different words. We used to say, who does that belong to? Return to sender. Return to sender, if you're sort of in my age bracket or older, works, because that was the thing back in the day. But, piss off, or you can even say, it doesn't really matter.
That's not mine.
That's not mine.
I generally do that.
Throw it out. You can, hand action works really well. It's like, so if you focus on a pain or you focus on a feeling somewhere and it gets less intense, you say, is that mine? And if it gets less intense, it's not yours. So you go, throw that away, because carrying any of these pains is just ridiculous, because you're not helping anyone. We learn it as kids. We pick it up and then we think we're taking the sickness off our parents, but we're not. We're duplicating it. Now 2 people are sick and now there's more sickness in the world. So if you can learn this tool to get rid of it and stand there without it and be the change, stand in the, free yourself.
Absolutely.
Then you can free that, you can help them to be free. So
that's it, John.
That's it. So thank you, guys.
Thank you all very much.
Great night.
First week here. Sorry for the tech hiccup.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So next week we'll have Zoom fixed up a bit better. So hopefully we'll be able to speak live. And don't forget, guys, if you message BQuest, we're giving away 5 half-an-hour free readings.
Yep.
If you're willing to leave it live on Facebook, so I can use it for promotions.
Yep.
But they're normally $150.
We'll drop some links to our YouTube videos that we've mentioned a few times, all the different tools that we have. We're also running a course in the next week or so, a beta course, which is what we call the non-competitive win-win co-creative human being, or basically, us wanting to be like us. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's a mindset. If you think of the competitive-based society, the competitive-based system, which we all are. If you're on here, you automatically are. So it's just the way of us sort of working in co-creation instead of competing all the time, being in that world. It's just a way of recognizing it and working more with the people who aren't competing.
And it's a lot of what we've said. So it's really, having the courage to face your own false fears, you know, as we call it. The tools and techniques are easy, as you've heard, you know, but it's really a comprehensive way of enabling you guys with a toolkit to start to own your shit, start to work through it, and get back into co-creating.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we're running that course. We've got the free videos on YouTube, and next week you'll be able to chat live with us or drop a message if you want a free reading.
Cool.
So thank
Alrighty,
you guys, John and
Thank you very
John
much.
from BQuest. And
See you next week.
thank you, Sarah, and the Spiritual Events Directory. Thank you
you,
guys.
Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.